and don't expect for them to tell the truth. And so we have to then continue to push the narratives of what we do as truth seekers, and that takes it on a whole different level because at this point now, I'm getting to tell you now. Listen closely. While everybody's focusing on what's in the sky, everybody's trying to focus on getting all this. It is time to trust the witnesses, and that's what you're seeing transform here on this channel as we are bringing people that most people won't listen to, and people who have had an opportunity or haven't had an opportunity to share their experiences because it is weird. It is out there. And but let's begin to start trusting people because as I showed and demonstrated yesterday, we had two different people from two different walks of life, so to speak, that had similar, indicators. And, how would that had happened, right? And so I think that's pretty good once we look into some things there, and it's pretty good from there. So anyway, with that being said, it's Friday. I got a couple of content. If not, if y'all want to get into testing some of that knowledge that you have, this time I'm thinking about more conspiracy, some things, and see if what you know and don't know. And so it's Freaky Friday. We can do that. I can open up a line on our other phone here, and let me make sure that this is connected. So that anyone want to call in and talk a little bit, and we can do that as well. So let me make sure all roads are connected here at some point, and we can do that as well. So, all right. Okay. So I think the phone is working there, and pretty much. And so also, if you want to, and really, it's getting to a point where um you know I just want people to give when they want to give. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, it's Friday. It's my Friday, right? Or pretty much. And I can't sing the song Just Got Paid because I didn't, because I don't. But anyway, if you want to support the channel, anything you find value here, there's the Cash App, or you can super chat or whatever. It's up at the top. All right. So with that being said, let's give a shout out to a couple of people here tonight. It is Friday, so we handle things a little different. We got the greatness of Geo Compass in the house. Cindy is in the house. Clementine 33472 in the house. Of course, Roger is here. Factory Polo is here. Melanated Brown is with us as well. Celeste Mason, and then Mars Summer. The Body Electric Supplement. Matthew is in the house with us. Magneticus is in the house with us. Rainbow Light. And let's continue to see if there's anyone else. Wolfman's in the house with us tonight as well. So I want to just give a shout out to any of you. Alexander is in the house with us as well. If any of you have not want to support the channel and you have not, this is a revival. We lost a few members, a little bit, and maybe through economic environment, but if not, just like any revival, let's see if we can get some new members or recant some members. I just put the link in the subscription, or the link here where you can hang on. Let me make sure I put that right so that it separates itself. There we go. How about that? All right. So the link there is in the chat if you want to support the channel, and pretty much from there. All right. So once again, we'll get into some of this and see some of y'all knowledge and see a few things that you guys know. One of the questions here, this is more conspiracy as well. Things that we will say why it's a big secret. And if y'all want to do that, put a yes in the chat and we can do some of this tonight. I got a few of them for us to go over right here, a whole stack of them. And if you want to do that, we can do that. I do have some content that I put to the side for us to talk about as well, and we can kind of do that as well. But again, it is Friday. I will put the number 800 number or a team number on here, not the 800 number. And if anyone wanted to give us a call and we can talk. So there it is right there. So we have everything we need tonight on the screen. So we have the chat there, pretty much. Somebody said I need my green. All right. So anyway, so McNaticus is putting his numbers down 299, 369, and pretty much from there. Okay, so I'm going to test some of the things, test your knowledge of seeing what you do. If you're new here in the audience, it's Friday, Freaky Friday. We kind of do things a little different and play a little games, just kind of talking and put some stuff together. It is Friday night. So the question that I have for some of you, and see if you kind of know the answer to what we're going to be talking about, this is it's pretty good. So this is going to be what we call conspiracy schemes that's out there, all right? And one in particular is, and anytime that somebody want to share your story, you can call that number, and I'll bring you into the call. But in the meantime, we'll do some things together. But have anybody heard of Helen Brock? The heiress to the candy, Brock candy, anything. So there was a scheme out there. So the question was, what organization was responsible for her death? The Helen Branch, the heiress to the the Brock Candy company fortune. All right. And so there was a scheme that people have said that, they put together to take her out. So I want to know if you want to, I can give you some multiple choice, and it'll probably be pretty easy once I do that. But we can pretty much do that, and let me know if that's what you want to do. Yeah, so it's going to be the Brock. You heard of Brock Candy, but anyway, there was an organization that they said was responsible for her death, and they put it out there. So just want to know if you want to know if that's the case. Pretty much from there, but we can do that anyway. Appreciate the contribution there from the greatness of Dana. Thank you. Somebody told me, was it the grades? But anyway, I'll give you the four choices. One was the Hershey's Chocolate Company. There was a lot of rumors behind that. One was the American Diabetes Society. The other one was the CIA. The other one was the Chicago Horse Mafia. So this was Helen Brock, the heiress to the Brock Candy Company fortune, and yeah. So are you talking about the Butterscotch Candy Company? Yeah. Well, I don't know if Brock Candy, if you ever seen it, BRACHS, they have a lot of candies out there, and pretty much. So thank you, Dana. Y'all give her a shout out. Down, is it Dana or Donna? So we'll say Dana London. Y'all give her a shout out for supporting with Cash App. So y'all give her a shout. But anyway, do y'all even know anything about that, or y'all don't? Helen Brock. All right. So the answer to that is, do I need to give an answer that fast? Come on, y'all slow tonight. Come on, unless y'all just don't want to talk to me. I don't know. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about some alien abduction and stuff as well. Yeah. So the answer is the Chicago Horse Mafia. Have you ever heard that? The mafia supposed to have been responsible, and maybe that was some money thing, but yeah, the mafia was supposed to be the culprit behind her demise there, or whatever they did to this lady, and it's kind of trippy on that deal, right? All right, so the next one will be, and I don't think, are y'all ready for these? Have y'all been keeping up with some of these conspiracies, right? Now, you all should have heard about 9/11, right? Or you've heard about, the Pentagon and their missing funds and everything else. And so, what event do conspiracies claim was used to cover up 2.2 trillion in missing funds from the Pentagon? We have Hurricane Katrina, 2008 stock market, and then of course you have the election or whatever. But do y'all remember that $2.3 trillion just came up missing? That's a lot of money at the Pentagon. Just came up missing. How do you miscalculate? Yeah, I know. I kind of gave the answer out in the beginning anyway. 9/11. Yeah, I gave it out. Soon as I started talking, I was like, gave the answer, dude. You got to be careful with that. Pretty much. But anyway, Here's the deal. Y'all ever heard of Dorothy Kilgallen? Y'all remember her? She was allegedly murdered because of her investigation into what event? Do you remember? This lady came real close to uh, re- Dorothy came real close to reporting the truth in one of these events, and they allegedly murdered her because of her investigation into what event. I can give you a couple of different uh, things. You got the Clinton, you got the death of Princess Diana. Y'all remember that? You have the moon landing. Remember that big ass conspiracy? You got JFK, and then you have, they was talking about the Clinton body count. But this lady, yeah, she was a journalist, and yeah, so they killed her. All right, and so she was allegedly murdered because of her investigation into what event. Someone says Marilyn Monroe. Damon has an answer there. Come on, y'all got to know this history stuff, right? Because we into all of this with Why the Big Secret, and as we put some things together from there, I'm going to put it over here to the side because I'll look and see. We got a few answers there. Somebody said a few things. Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So the answer to that is the JFK assassination. So if you didn't know that, you might want to do some research to know. But yeah, Dorothy Kigallen is how you do her name, was allegedly murdered because of her investigation into the JFK assassination. And we just had all of these documents released, and still in all of the thousands and 50,000s of documents, I don't know how many documents that they released on JFK, this lady, is not in there. And of course, we still don't know who really did it. Yeah, Clinton tried to disclose and kill Vince Foster, Commerce Secretary Brown, as a warning. That was a lot of stuff. JFK scenario has always been a pretty deep operation out there. That people are just really trying to figure out what is happening or what is happening when it comes down to all of those things. And so, just kind of give your give you a little more information when it comes down. There's a lot of conspiracy schemes out there, a lot. And I think that's something that a lot of people will want to know when it comes down to those things. All right. So another one would be the U.S. Government. This is going to be the Defense Department. The Defense Department is testing the use of genes from squirrels, okay, to give soldiers what super ability? Have y'all known that? All right. And the U.S. Defense Department is testing the use of genes from squirrels to give it to soldiers and give them what super ability? Do y'all need a ABC for that one? Or do you already know? Have y'all been keeping up with that? Come on, it's why the big secret. The question is why, not how. It's not how they're doing it, but why are they doing it? Why would they want to give the genes from squirrels to our soldiers? For what super ability? All right. So I got you on that one. All right. So yeah, they're using, so number one is going to be faster climbing. And all right. 2, better balance. 3, better digestion. And hibernation through the winter. They are trying to really, truly put the genes in that. So what do y'all think about that? All right. Some people say agility and whatever. All right. I can give you a few things there. Yeah, I could do that as well. All right. Okay. So now for some of you, like body electric supplement, this next one is for you. But the answer to this last question is to give them hibernation through the winter. For some reason, they feel that they want to give soldiers the ability to be placed somewhere, and then they can hibernate while they're there. And then, of course, the whole point. I mean, the super soldier stuff has been out for quite some time. We already know they have been quite a number of tests and studies that they have been doing trying to create this super soldier. So that's nothing new for sure when it comes down to it. But it's definitely something that pretty much. Now, this one here, I'm gonna put on Body Electric Supplement. This is on you all, although everybody can answer, but since you into the supplements and all this good stuff. So, experiments conducted in World War II showed that there was large doses of which vitamin gave soldiers the ability to see infrared light. There. Ah, all right. All of y'all can go with it, but at the end of the day, and she don't really sell supplements anyway. I just want y'all to know that, okay? It's not supplements. She doesn't sell vitamins and all. I would just threw that out there. But anyway, no, it's more. She does other things in there, but but I just threw it out there. Okay. Or shit. All right. So the choices are vitamin A. Then you got the next one is vitamin K, and then you got vitamin H, and then you have vitamin B39. All right. So one of those in World War II showed large doses give the soldiers infrared light. I mean, the ability to see infrared light. Isn't that some cool shit? All right. So she says, I am the supplement, but vitamin A. Yes. The answer is vitamin A. There you go. She got that right. We can definitely go there. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know if y'all remember this one. This one's pretty big, but what event was secretly captured on video occurring in front of a statue, Shiva at CERN? Opening of a time portal, a human sacrifice, a meeting of the New World Order, and Alex Jones tribute to a parade. All right, so somebody said trust your gut. You got that right. Trust your gut, because that is something that you definitely want to accomplish from there. All right, so I'll mix it up here a little bit. All right, so do the greatness there. Y'all give Cindy. Let me make sure I got my claps here. It is a revival. All right, so y'all give her a shout out from there. Now, one of the things that we're going to move into real quickly, and like I said, we'll move back and forth, is the fact that, you know, when you start thinking about what's happening here with the government, what's happening here with, you know, all this stuff that's going on, one of the discussions that I wanted to kind of talk about was scientific credibility. Okay, when it comes down to what's happening with the UFOs, and for example, you know, UFO sightings have often involved radar evidence, multiple eyewitnesses, whereas Bigfoot sightings are often, you know, anecdotal, right? And people don't really talk. So, what do y'all think is the difference between, even with all of this radar stuff that we have, why is it that we're not at the moment being able to see? Oh, y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? That means that we had a support. Let's get Roger right there, new member there. Yeah, this is a revival. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it. 100% there. All right. So anyway, if you want to support us that way as well, and let's go with the greatness of Celeste. She's supported her, and y'all give her, not us, but give her a shout out. Appreciate it. Thank you once again. There we go. All right. So let's think about this for a minute, though. You know, while UFO sightings, like I said, involve radar and sometimes even government acknowledgement, that's what we want. But Bigfoot and ghost phenomenons rarely garner the same level of official attention. So why do y'all think that? And I got a few questions there. So do you think the government is more likely to cover up evidence on UFOs compared to Bigfoot and ghosts? Why or why not? Why wouldn't they do that? You know, why wouldn't they, you know, do the same information when it goes down there? So what do y'all think about that as well? So that is something to think about, you know, across the board, you know. Or any of y'all Bigfoot lovers in here? I mean, like real Bigfoot lovers, right? Why do you think the government would do more time? You know, even though, and I have to admit, with all the satellite imagery, technology, and the fact that we can't point it down to the ground and we can literally see somebody smoking a cigarette over in Afghanistan if we wanted to, and knowing the brand with the technology that we have, why can't we find the Bigfoot? Or why is it? And like I say, I'm a Bigfoot fan. You know, I would love to see the SETI and the Sasquatch, but I'm just want to know why haven't it? Has anyone caught Bigfoot yet or Yeti? No, they haven't. You know, and now I used to have my own theory that I thought they was pets, but what I'm saying is, why is the government, with all this technology that we have, we have not? Another part is when scientists do study this phenomena, they often apply, you know, a lot of methodologies to this. For example, SETI, the search of extraterrestrial intelligence, use radio telescopes to search for signals, whereas there's no equivalent. I mean, they got some of the best technology out there, but yet we don't get a lot of information from these places, and we're steady funding this stuff. But in your opinion, what would it take for the scientific community to give the same level of scrutiny to all of this phenomena? Why don't we do that? Oh, Bigfoot, y'all talking about they smell bad, mud puppy. Y'all got jokes tonight. All right. Well, I'm with it. I'm with you as well. All right. So anybody want to call in and share some story, or we can do some UFO talk? The numbers there on the screen, 937 our team. Once again, I'm sporting the lavish Project Black hat and shirt, which is available on the website at whythebigsecret.com in the merch department. So definitely get you one, get you some. It's going to be really good hot items pretty soon. Yeah, we're going to be doing that pretty much. All right, so I'll skip back over here for a minute and pull one of these cards and see what you know and what you don't know. How about that? Yeah, we'll see. Let me pick this up here. All right, so this one, for all of you scholars, is what was the real reason? Listen up. What was the real reason music executives invented gangster rap? All right, I'm not going to give y'all the multiple choices on that one. But what was the real reason that these music executives invented gangster rap? All right. Leave that out there for a minute for some of y'all to say, okay, we can figure that out and put that together and see what's happening when it comes down to that, you know. All right. So one of the things we was talking about when we talked about these experiences, and I had a question: how many of you have ever experienced what you initially thought was a supernatural, but later found that it was a rational explanation for that? All right, so let me look back over here for the answer to the question: what was the real reason that music executives invented gangster rap? Well, man, y'all got some good answers there. But the answer is to fill up the prisons. Y'all was right. That was one of the reasons they said they did it, was to fill up the prisons. You think it worked? You know, are they filling it up? Probably so. I guess we can honestly say that, and pretty much so. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely say that there. All right. So anyway, the next one on the conspiracy side was, what building? Now this is going to increase your knowledge. What building said to be North America's headquarters for the New World Order? Do y'all know that? There is a building right now that supposedly be the North America headquarters for the New World Order. So if you can figure that one out, that would be pretty cool to know. And pretty much from there. So definitely look into that bad boy to see what you think about that as well. All right. So All right, I'm gonna pull a number down since nobody want to talk to me tonight or share any information tonight. That's cool. Let me pull the number down so we won't disturb anything right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. All right, and so we'll do that as well. And at the bottom, anybody want to be the sponsor of tonight's show? You let me know. You send in. You will be the sponsor of tonight's show. Well, we can always do it right now. You know what? We're gonna say Celeste is already the sponsor to tonight's show. So let me hide that and change that because she sent 1414. Yeah. So let's do that. All right. So tonight's show is sponsored by Celeste already at $14.14. And if you want to be the sponsor to tonight's show, definitely let us know. And you can do that. All you have to do is do $14.15 or whatever you want to do. But anyway, tonight's show is sponsored by Celeste. Y'all give her a shout out for that, and we would do that as well. So anyway, listen, this is getting good out here, right? We got a lot of stuff going on when it comes down to the UFO stuff and everything else. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple of information so that from those of you who decide that you want to really understand what is happening. Now, I don't know if you know, but 90% of most of our UFO sightings, especially with MUFON at one point, was coming out of water. Okay, and so you got California, you got Florida, and then of course you got the Great Lakes toward Michigan area. All of those places have more UFO sightings. Now we probably talked about this in the past that the UFOs is probably underwater. But the answer to the question a while ago that y'all have been already doing, what building is said to be the North American headquarters for New York, for the New World Order, is the Denver International Airport. So shout out to all of y'all who have been doing that right there. Yep, Denver. That is the one. So you definitely want to do that. Yeah. So anyway, another one that we'll get into while we're talking, though, so just kind of pay attention. The public believes that the World Trade Center collapse was caused by a terrorist attack, but conspiracists said it was caused by what? What caused the World Trade Center collapse, which was caused by a terrorist attack, but conspiracy theorists said it was caused by something else. And so if you kind of know that as well, you can definitely do that. And we will put them out. So Magneticus has some words. Damon has some words. But anyway, so water, as I move back and forth, and have you ever wondered why we don't spend much time going to the bottom of the oceans? You don't see a lot of technology being spent on us going and building crafts that's going to go to the bottom of the ocean. Now, of course, Earth is, 73% water. Mankind supposedly only explored 3 to 4% of our oceans. And technically, we don't even know what is all that was down there. And so that is something. Somebody talking about Ninja Turtles. Y'all funny. All right, I'll get to that answer in a minute. So we're gonna get back to the answer of the public believe the World Trade Center collapse was caused by a terrorist attack, but what conspiracists said it was caused by. We'll get to the answer for that in just a moment. We would do. It was 1444. Let me go back and see. So let's say it was 1444. You got that right. So let me go back. Don't short yourself. Hey, all right. So you funny. All right. So let me go back. So whoever's in other words, she's saying make sure if anybody gonna sponsor the show that they sponsor the right amount. So hey, thank you. Anyway, so tonight's show is sponsored by Celeste at 1444. meaning you would have to do 1445 instead of 1415, which you would not have been the top sponsor. So I appreciate you. Nicole is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So the answer to the question, Nicole, that I was asking them is the public believes that the World Trade Center collapse was caused by a terrorist attack, but the conspiracy said it was caused by what? And I'll give y'all the answer to that in just one moment. And yeah, I'll give y'all the answer to that. We're doing some conspiracy stuff tonight. So to let y'all know what we're doing. So we'll do that in just a moment. Courtney says, let's check. She says she has some clients in there. So let me send them a picture back. And I'm going to let her know we're live streaming right about now. I'm posing for a selfie, y'all. That I'll send back. All right. So anyway, all right. So the answer to that question was thermite bombs. Okay, it was thermite bombs planted by the government. Is the conspiracy? The way that thing fell, y'all remember that? The way it was supposed to have fell, and pretty much, and yeah. And let me let her know I will call you tomorrow. Yeah. I'll call you tomorrow and come up there. And that was all right. So Sean Dobbins says, "What's going on? Good evening, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll definitely go through those things there. But anyway, so as we go through, we talk about the water, we talk about extraterrestrials could be in the water. And it's a perfect place to hide, right? Because we cannot find them, because they can sit there. In the meantime, while we're discussing that, the next question for you to ponder on is what secret Yale University fraternity is alleged to be the branch of the Illuminati? All right, so some of y'all should all know that answer. All right. If you don't, we're just testing your conspiracy knowledge. That's it. If you want to be the sponsor of tonight's show, right there, Celeste is at 1444. And all you have to do is there's a text up there, Cash App. You beat that, and then you will be the sponsor of tonight's show. All right. So we got a few answers, and the answers as I'm talking, what secret Yale University fraternity is alleged to be the branch of the Illuminati? All right. And so I'll give you the answer to that in just a second. But in the meantime, got another question for you. And I think it's pretty much pretty cool. What do you think for those of you that, first of all, any of y'all who's going to church on this Sunday? All right. That's a question I'm just throwing it out there. Who's going to church this Sunday? Who's going to get dressed Sunday morning and get up and go to church? Who's going to do that? Put it in a chat. Give me some involvement. Y'all talk to me tonight. We just chatting. It's Freaky Friday. We just chat. We just hanging out. For those of you jumping on with us, I did have the 800 number. Somebody's going to call to share some of their experience. Boy, y'all some shy folks out there. But that's okay. The other people had courage yesterday. Magnetica says, I rarely go to church. You mean y'all not going to church? Don't play church anymore? What? Y'all not going to church on Sunday? Me either. But I'm just saying, it's okay. I'm not saying Eddie told me he needs to go to church. Pray for you, brother, right? He said he needs to go to church, but y'all not going to church tomorrow. Why not? Y'all should. You can. You could. Yeah, you could. It's not a problem. All right, so The answer, let me make sure y'all go back to the question first, was the answer for the secret Yale Society and fraternity that is alleged to be the branch of the Illuminati. The answer is the skull and bones. Yeah, I know, right? Skull and bones. Y'all knew that already, though. Yeah, y'all knew that. So we can do that. Now I could go back and get some alien stuff, but anyway, let me make sure y'all down with the program here. And then we can do that. But I mean, reason why I asked if you're gonna go to church, because y'all already know that that religion is gonna be the main thing that's gonna be hit really hard if we have a true major disclosure. Y'all know that, right? Somebody told me I didn't know that. I need sources to study this information. I'm talking to myself. Yeah. So y'all do know that, right? That religion would be the hardest hit thing if there was some type of alien disclosure. Because number one, now we're talking about off-worldly, life forms or humans or whatever we want to call them. We are humans. And most people are going to ask the question, who is God? And if it doesn't line up with the doctrine that, most of us have been taught all our lives, you're talking hellacious ramifications behind that deal. Y'all know that, right? And that should give you the indicator why it's so important that the big secret keepers need to keep it a secret. I am probably, although I want the truth, I'm a truth seeker, but if it's going to be at the peril of society, the breakdown of society, then we might have to really think about, do we really want this to transpire? And if it is, what other way could it be done? What other way could it be done? In it's pretty much in Clementine, it's going to be those collection plates that would be hit the most. I mean, you got that right. I mean, it's going to be collection plates. It's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go down with this. But the whole point I'm trying to make is, if we're not careful with what we're asking for, although and like I said, could it be possible that we just want to see an extraterrestrial and be done with this deal? But again, there's going to be a whole lot. Yeah. And so I'm just telling you that all that stuff will go to now, if church breaks down, then at some point, human accountability should change a little bit. I'm not saying it works now. It doesn't keep people from being shot, murdered, all that stuff right now, because people are still doing crazy things. But would that level increase if the fact over here that there is no what you've been taught about God, and then the fear of God or whatever you're fearing that has kept people in a controlled environment, then at this point, what would happen if that happened? So it's something for you to look into. I would say that, and there will be something there too. All right, so I'm going to give you another conspiracy, or see if you can answer this question. The U.S. Air Force facility, commonly known as Area 51, is said to contain what? Now, I'm going to give you some choices here. Well, no, I'm not. But what do you think Area 51 supposedly really have there, if you kept up with that one? Now, we're all around here. We're in this space, so we should know what is going on there. Okay? So that's a question for you. Some people said secrets, all of that stuff. All right, so while we're waiting on you to ponder on those answers, once again, the U.S. Air Force facility, commonly known as Area 51, is said to have contained what? Just testing what you know, seeing if you down in the game. Some of y'all saying alien technology, alien bodies, anti-gravity, Eddie says. Kia says alien bodies. Damon says spaceships, bodies, re-engineered craft. Roger, underground base. Anyone should know right now wrong from anyone. Any person should know right from wrong. Yeah, that'll be back to the church part. Yeah, but that's not always the case, though, right? It's got to be some type of consequences for people's actions, and so therefore, that's what people are going to find out at any given point. So, um, and I'll answer that for y'all in a minute for Area 51. But yeah, so I just wait to see all of those things. I want to kind of see what is happening. And once again, if you want to be tonight's sponsor, you should be tonight's sponsor. Your name should be coming across that screen down there. And tonight's sponsor so far, Celeste, is at 1444. And way this work is, whoever cash out the amount over that, it could be a penny, it could be $1, it could be $20. You then will be tonight's sponsor of the show. Yeah, and that's how we do some fundraising. So we're doing two types. We're doing a revival to the membership area. So if you want to support us with the membership, I will put it right here into the chat. That will be good. Boom, boom, bada bean. There we go. You can hit that link and become a member or upgrade your membership or anything you want to do. You can go for that as well. So what are we doing here? Okay. All right. So anyway, let's continue down the path of what we're doing. And please help Roderick out. You ain't lying. I thank you right there. Boom. Roger says help Roderick out. Don't forget the like button. Yep. Make sure y'all do that as well. And all that good stuff. Okay. So the answer to that question would have been or is pieces of a spacecraft that was crashed in alien ship. That's the answer to the U.S. Air Force facility, commonly known as Area 51, contains that. So they don't say they contain alien bodies. Remember, they was taken to Dallas to do the other Air Force bases, but over there. Another send Roderick $1 to make him holler. I don't know about all that. Folding chairs, says Area 51 contains folding chairs from the Alabama brawl. Man, that's funny. Look, he just played right into all of that. There you go, brother. Okay, there you go. All right, so y'all funny. All right, so conspiracy theorists believe that businesses dispose of dangerous byproducts from phosphate mines by doing what? How do they dispose of the dangerous byproducts from phosphate, y'all know that, mines, by doing what? What do they do with those? Y'all should know those answers. If you don't, man, you should know. All right, so anyway, yeah, we can keep talking from there too. And like I said, if you want to do that tonight, and pretty much from there. And let me see what we have here. Let me see. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, so y'all not answering that question. Not sure. All right. So once again, the conspiracy believe that businesses dispose of dangerous byproducts from phosphate mines by doing what? Man, I talk about that. If you ever seen my openings, okay, all right. So I'm gonna give y'all an answer to that, which Sean is already on it. Adding it to our drinking water disguised as fluoride. All right, so he's already on it right there. Y'all give him a shout. Y'all give him a shout there from there. All right. Man. All right. So this one was kind of creepy. This was kind of creepy. Yeah, phosphate. That's what but it's the answer is going to be the dream, the water. All right. So, all right, y'all. We have Alicia in the house from last night. Alicia, this is just Freaky Friday, and all we do is just kind of talk on Friday nights. We talk a little bit, we get, people try to answer some questions. We just hang out a little bit on Friday. I do open up the lines if somebody want to tell their stories, and pretty much from there. But anyway, welcome back. And if y'all didn't get an opportunity, go look at last night's live stream and hear the amazing story of those two ladies, Miss Johnson and Alicia. And really, you want to hear those stories. All right, so listen, let's find out if you guys are pretty good here. What TV series is said to have aired predictions of the Illuminati related events, including the deaths of Robin Williams and Paul Walker? There was TV series, if you don't remember, that have aired, and in those series, they had predictions of the Illuminati related events, including the deaths of Robin Williams and Paul Walker. And y'all know who Paul Walker is, right? All right, so let's go. What's up, Lynn? What's going on? Pretty much, you know. Anyway, this is a revival. So if you haven't joined our membership, which starts at $2.99 a month, there's a link in the description of the chat. You can definitely support us, and that's monthly, and then or you can go to our Truth Seeker membership. And let me put that in here so it's a little different there. All right, there we go. That's the link to our membership, and we already got 2 new members tonight, or upgrades, renewals, which is Cindy and Roger. So y'all think them both. Yeah. Think them both from there. All right. All right. So, what TV series has led and aired to prediction of Illuminati related events, including the death of Robert Williams and Paul Walker? We're just testing y'all, conspiracy knowledge here tonight. That's all. If y'all know some of that stuff, you can, and pretty much. Yeah, if you know, we can do that. That's some good stuff, though. These things you should be knowing. Yeah, you should be knowing that, and pretty much right off the bat. All right, so I'll give y'all an answer to that in just a second. All right, since y'all having trouble answering that pretty much from there. All right, so have anybody ever thought about the question why? Why are we now seeing more UFOs than ever? Have anybody know anything about the Zodiac? I think it's called a Zodiac. My uncle had this chart that he used to try to teach me stuff. Let me go back and see what it was. Yeah. It was called the Zodiac Wheel. Now, my uncle had a Zodiac Wheel that was really detailed, from things on the Zodiac, from Aquarian age, from Piscean age. This thing was really freaking deep. So I just want to know if anybody know anything about that as well. But anyway, Family Guy is the answer to what TV series is said to have aired predictions of Illuminati-related events, including the death of Robert Williams and Paul Walker. So it was the Family Guy is what they're saying. So I gave y'all the answers. Well, some of the stuff about electric, if I gave y'all some of the multiple choice, some of the stuff is Captain Obvious, right? Because a couple of these multiple choices like way out there, and y'all can figure it out. So we can pretty much. But anyway, so have y'all figured it out to why, we're seeing a lot of more of these events and stuff, and pretty much to see what's going on, Lynn. Definitely. Welcome. And make sure, y'all like, share, and Friday nights, like I said, we're just here talking. Anybody want to talk? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get my fruit real quick. and I'm gonna put up the phone line. Anybody want to just call in and we just talk? Talk to me. Talk to me. You know, what's on your mind? What's going on? What's on your mind when it comes down to this extraterrestrial stuff? You know, hang out for about 4 or 5 minutes, and somebody else may call. We can do 4 or 5 minutes, and someone do that. In the meantime, I'll be right back, and let me give y'all a little music while I'm gone. And it ain't gonna take me 30 seconds. I'm gonna go in there in the kitchen in my office here and get me some fruit. Might as well. All right, so I'll be right back. Be right back. All right, so we are back. I just took a break, go in there and get my fruit since it is dinner time. I don't know if y'all have heard or seen rambutans. I get these at the Asian market. Okay, they're not strawberries. They're just these fruit that you pop open, and pretty much. All right, so Nicole, are you able to talk? I need some support. Since ain't nobody calling me, I'll call out to you. Let me know. Send me a text if you're able to talk. And then that way I can pop over some of my fruit while we're talking. Mm-hmm. Things are really good. So, trying. I've been drinking a lot of coconut water. Tons of coconut water. That stuff's some good stuff now. Got acquired taste for it. But anyway, I haven't seen Nicole if she's seeing she can talk now. But it's Friday. It's late. Might wake the kids up. And pretty much. All right. I'm going to put. Sean says he have a question. What do you think think of the Mexican government exposing alien pictures? Is this the first? Okay. No problem. I got your message. Nicole says she don't want to talk to y'all tonight. She said, hell no. I get it. I get it. But he says, what is it? Is this the first government that went worldwide with alien bodies? Well, Sean, what they showed wasn't really new. In fact, Gaia did a whole series, and I'm probably do something about that next week. Gaia back in 2017 did a whole series on it. So these things been around since 2017. So I'm not for sure why that they pulled it out the archives right now and what significance that it had for the conference. I'm still boggled with that. So I'm not really sure. But definitely it was already they've been around for quite some time. So it's not nothing new, a new discovery. Those those pictures and bodies been around for quite some time. So oh no. Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Anyway, but so we could pretty much hang on one second. Anyway, so those bodies again, those Mexican what they showed has been around some time. So it's not like they have not been in the circuit of things, as I should say, that that we haven't heard about them or knew about them. I just don't know why they chose them now to bring them into fruition for people to begin to see. That is something that we would have to think about and look into. I'm not really for sure what the agenda was about that, but maybe it's to make a huge point. And but I will say this: for a government to stand behind that was was what it was all about. That was the groundbreaking part for a government, an institution to say, "Hey, we're going to support the theory that they do exist. There is something here." And so I think that was one of the big things that made that particular event more astounding enough. And just some of the conversations that they was having. So that was groundbreaking. That was one of the biggest things I think for them to get ahead of the game and put it out there like that. So, but that let us know that we're heading somewhere. You know, we're heading somewhere. So we as the people, we need to get ready. That's for sure. Anyway, if you want to support the channel tonight, let me make sure I put this up on the screen. Our Cash App up there is at the top of the screen. Tonight's show is sponsored by Celeste she is the highest bidder there. Somebody call in and give us some good stories. I know, right? I'm just sitting here. I was hoping somebody's going to call in tonight. I put the number up on screen and stuff. And, you know, that's one of the things I was hoping that somebody just call in. I'm going to put it back up right quick here. There we go. Call in that number. We can talk about anything y'all want. I don't care what it is. Call the number. We'll talk about anything you want. Yeah. Anybody. Let's do it. Anything you want to talk about. Wide open. Let me know. If not, I don't know what to say. If we need to get out of here early tonight because it's Friday, we'll do that too. Yeah. Hell, anybody seen the Equalizer 3? Anything? What do I think about the movie? They claim it's the best one out of all of them. I didn't think so. I couldn't see why it would be. Yeah. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Y'all going to make me look crazy. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Hold on. Y'all leave me no choice. No choice whatsoever. 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna put Celeste's ad up right there. All right. So y'all leave me no choice. So here's the deal. I'm gonna put this alien in front of. Here's what we're gonna do. Since y'all don't want to get down with this phone and this alien, and I'm gonna have him to call me, call my damn self, and we're just gonna act the role out here tonight. We have nothing else to do. That's bad. That's really bad. So I don't know. Let's see how I can do it. So I got to pretend that the phone is ringing, and I'm gonna talk alien talk. Okay, it's ringing.
May I speak to Roderick Martin?
Yeah, you can speak to Roderick. This is him.
Oh shit, somebody finally called. Maybe they're trying to let me see how this phone is working. It's not coming through though. Alright, hold on. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Hello?
All right. So hello.
Are you still pretending to call aliens?
Well, I just the greatness of Magneticus. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much. Not much. Oh, you keep thinking about coconut juice, and I keep thinking about crazy coconut.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't remember the song. I would sing it for Rainbow Light was wanting me to sing it, but I don't remember the name of the words to the song. It was something my neighbor used to sing, and all I know is it was about crazy coconuts. Two
Okay.
crazy coconuts sitting in a tree, and one said, "Hey, why don't you talk to me?" or something like that. I don't know. So yeah. So
Can
yeah.
y'all?
So how you been?
I've been doing all right. Can y'all
How,
hear? Can y'all hear Magneticus talking? I need to do a test.
oh, that's what I need to do. Hold on a second. I need to test that too.
Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him talking.
Now can you hear me talking?
Now we can. Shit.
Now you should hear me real clear.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a live stream with somebody else, and I noticed when I switched from my headset microphone versus my headphone microphone, like my headphone microphone, you can't hear jack and squat. With my headset microphone, you can like hear me really clear. So
Okay.
I have to remember to make that audio swap, kind of like you did that one night where you couldn't get me to actually be on the air, but we could hear each other. So
Okay.
yeah.
So what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much. I've been doing my typical experimenting with different things that go spinning round and around.
Okay.
Um, like um, this week has been trying to make Lord Kelvin's dropper, which is pretty much falling water going past conductors makes electricity. So that's going to be my project for a little while. I gotta kind of throw my money towards, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That copper ain't cheap because all the copper thieves that like to go to Lowe's and take all the little copper pipes. So
Gotcha. Well, first of all,
yeah.
Laura, welcome. I don't think you've been here in a while, so welcome on the membership era, Laura. Thank you. Basically, at this point, let's talk a little bit. What do you see the world is going with all these UFOs showing up to now, in your opinion?
My opinion is they've been around for, well, we all know they've been around, so that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know. For me, I didn't really talk about it until, what was it, Stephen Greer came out.
Okay.
And I didn't find out about that until like 2006 or something like that.
Okay.
And I remember somebody was just like, you don't have to be so like you're gonna get killed if you talk about it. And I'm like, well, if you do talk about it, people are like, oh, you're just crazy. You know what I mean? You didn't see that.
Right.
Oh, it's just a dream. And for me, it's like every time I see stuff from the Egyptian stuff, and if you look at anything I build, it's like everything's like tied together with strings. You know what I mean? And people are like, "Oh, you can't take a copper pipe and drill it into a rock." And I'm like sitting there going, "Okay, did you try it this way?" And I build these big, heavy cradles that put like a ton of weight on one little, just the fine edge of the pipe, and you're going to tell me that fine edge pushing all that pressure. Like if I was to take all of your weight, Roderick, and put it on the, a half-inch copper pipe, you're going to tell me that's not going to cut a hole in the rock. If I sat there and just turned you round and round on that half-inch pipe, you know what I mean?
I'm with
So,
you.
and yeah, so and it's just for me, it was just like I said, I had all those weird dreams, and I kept seeing these like it looked like just a web of wires. That's all I could explain it.
Well, I got a
And here
question
I am
for you.
at almost 50. Huh?
I got a question for you. Somebody put on the screen. They said, ask Magneticus when he's gonna MacGyver us some free energy.
Oh, how many times do I have to say there's no such thing as free energy, but there is over unity? Like a steam shovel. You take a steam shovel, we'll say it takes 10 tons of coal to run it for a day, all right? But in that day, it's going to dig 50 tons of coal.
Okay.
So how many days can that steam shovel run just from what it digs in one day? 5 days.
Okay.
Because it only needs 10 tons a day to run. It dug 50 tons a day, so it can run 5 days on what it can dig in one day. That's over unity. And that's why I got into like the Egyptian clocks, water clocks, and stuff like that, because I started realizing that, if a cup of water, 8 ounces of water, can lift up 5 pounds of weight, with it being so far from the fulcrum, and if you move that cup of water farther from the fulcrum, it takes less water to lift up that same 5 pounds of weight. But when all of a sudden all that water drains out of the cup farther down from the fulcrum and then drops all that weight, you know what I mean? The Egyptians were using water for all sorts of stuff, it seemed like. So, and it's just like, it seems like it just got forgotten. A lot of it got forgotten, or we just simply, started using different words like, you know, cool was a word for something more than just, hot or cold. It was, oh, that was cool. Alien life. Is she asking that towards me? Have I ever seen alien life forms?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She says, oh shit, hang on.
hey, thank you, Laura Lee. Woohoo!
I know. So
Right
she,
on.
Laura is the new
There's
sponsor
some
for
love.
tonight.
There's some brotherly love.
Yeah, hang on. Let me change that.
Yeah, water cuts rocks too.
So
Yep. I know
Laura,
guys that use.
Laura is our new sponsor tonight at $20.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Yay! Yeah, I'm
yeah,
kind of broke right now. I gotta be buying project supplies. So,
dude.
so, uh, so were you able to sell those black dollars I sent you for more than $5?
Which ones?
The ones that say black on them. The 2 stars I made you that say black on them.
Hang on. Let me see which one you're talking about. I got them all right here. Hold on. 1 second.
I gave you the one that was 6 points,
All
and
right,
then I gave you the
give me
one
a
that was
minute. Let me
all.
go get them. Hold on.
Name that tune. Name that tune correctly.
Okay, so hang on a second. Let me hide that. Let me put that. All right, so tonight's sponsored show is by Laura. All right, hang on. Put that there.
High strangeness stories.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like my phone call
Okay,
Dave the
so
Dead Man.
you made this one. Let me see if the camera focus in on it. Oh, let me move this face.
One says black
Oh.
clockwise, one says black counterclockwise. One was all pyramids. That was supposed to go to Mateo if you ever see him. And the one with 6 points made with new money.
Yeah, there we go.
For the $1 odd.
So we have that one. You have this one. I don't know if the audience can
I
see
can't see
them.
the video while we're talking on the phone.
Yeah, I was trying to let the camera zoom in on it, but it had, there you go. So that's that one.
Hopefully you cleaned them with a magnet.
Nope. Was I supposed to? I forgot.
Yeah, because I put it in that black sand.
Well, I took all the sand out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you put them by a magnet, it'll be attracted to a magnet.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you. That's how I get them to stick to my clothing. Is I put a little magnet inside my shirt, and I put something metal inside one of those pockets, and it'll stick right to my shirt or my clothing or whatever.
Yeah, this one here.
You know?
I'm trying to see how I can put it where they can see it with a camera will focus on it, but yeah. So this one is the 6-pointer. And there's so
that's the one I said don't part with. Don't part with that 6-pointed one because that one was made with new money.
Okay,
but
yeah. And I like how you do it. Every point connects at the same point of the other ones. I don't know how you do this, but it's like.
And if you flip them over backwards, there's 2 pockets in the back. There's 1 pocket in the front. So if you look at the 2 back pockets, there's like the 2 arms, and 1 arm is either going into the left pocket or the right pocket. And I did in both ways with the ones that say black on them for your Project Black. Because I was like, you're wanting funding. I'm like, dude, you can sell these for like more than the $5 because people will give you more than $5 because they can't do it themselves.
Yeah, this thing awesome. You know what?
So,
next time I'll put my overhead camera up and then they can kind of see.
You're right. Try to get them in there however you can. Yeah, I know how that is too. It's like it wants to focus on, I don't know what it wants to focus on, but it's not what you want it to focus on. So
yeah.
So that's what those were for. The 2 that said black was so you could like auction them off to somebody, for bookend notes. Because like I got you checking out the different stuff about dollars, like bookends, or like if the first letter is an A and the last letter is an A, is called a bookend note.
Right.
So that's why, like I said, I did one, where I spelled black counterclockwise, one spelled clockwise, and then if you flip them over.
Yeah, I wish I could. I didn't bring my
good camera.
My overhead camera, then I could have showed them the details of this stuff, man. It is like crazy awesome.
Precision craft.
You know what I
Precision
can do?
craft.
Let me put my fruit to the side. Let me do it like this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I am getting that little metal stuff still coming out.
That's why I said put a magnet by them, drag a magnet around them, and it'll attract all the sand that's around it.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll get to putting the magnet.
Sand I sent you is like my refined sand. It's like not what I get. I get it from the beach, but I run it across my magnet wheel to get all the magnetic sand to march off from the non-magnetic sand. And then magnetic, non-magnetic stuff like gold, platinum, silver, anything else that you find in the beach sand doesn't march off around the wheel, So, yeah. I didn't send you the good stuff. I just sent you the black oxide, black iron oxide, magnesite. Right. Comes from volcano around here.
I'm taking pictures of them, see if I can put them up on the screen.
Right.
A little more clear. And we could. Offer. This one's cool. That one's cool.
But like I said, the one made with 6 points, that one is yours. Keep it in your safe place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Don't don't part with it. You know,
That's this one. Okay.
because those, you know how some of that money I send you, it's like a whole bunch of the same numbers and the serial number. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So
the tens, and the way it's meticulously done. Yeah.
the one had like 5 sevens or something in it, and then one had like 1333 in it. You know, and yeah. And then of course the ones that I did for your Project Black, those ones I have like documented somewhere so I can remember what serial numbers went where. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to email them to myself, and then we'll see how we could. Um. Yeah, we can put these together here. Hang on.
Because you know I'm a numbers guy. I'm all about the numbers.
You're definitely all about the numbers. That's for damn show. I'm gonna show y'all these things in just a second. You're gonna up close. So let me take the time to email them one by one to me, and then they will get into my email address, and then I can save them to the
I
laptop.
share them on the computer.
And then, yeah. So, all right. So you're a
Yeah.
numbers guy. So give us a prediction. Give us something.
About what?
I don't know.
My predictions are always wrong.
Well, hell.
I don't know. They're not. I mean, I'm not gonna say always wrong, but I mean, when you just like put me on the spot, it's like I can't just like come up with something. My wife will tell you if it's like I got a prediction, I'll just be sitting there and all of a sudden I'll just ramble out something. My wife will be like, "What'd you just say?" And I'll be like, "What do you mean? What did I just say?" And she'd be like, "You just said something," and I'm like, "What?" That's the kind of stuff that will happen. So I can't explain that one, but it's like somebody sends a little signal and you hear it. Like somebody was in here, or was in Rob G's talking about no, that was in Rob G's live stream earlier.
Yeah.
I was watching. Somebody was talking about when you hear the high frequency pitch in your ears
All right,
or
but give us
whatever.
just even though they're
Huh.
always wrong, just give us one.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, you're a numbers guy.
Oh,
You're a numbers guy. So, all right,
what
give
do you
me.
want to know about the numbers? There's lots of numbers that are going to come up in the future.
Well, give a
I mean,
prediction of the next person and how much they're going to
that's the lottery
support.
numbers, right? You'll get these people that go, I want the lottery numbers. I'll give them the lottery numbers. And then they'll sit there and go, they didn't win. And I said, well, which state did you play the lottery in? And they'll be like, oh, in Kansas. And I was like, oh, well, I gave you the Texas lottery numbers. You know what I mean? And so this is what I try to tell people. It's like, I could give you a prediction somebody's going to get hit by a car tomorrow. I mean that happened today probably too, and it happened yesterday probably just as well. So I mean, I don't know what kind of prediction. I know Strategic Air Command was like predicting 4 inbound nuclear weapons from 4 different countries.
Okay.
So that didn't happen. So predictions are what they are. I mean, how does like a persimmon seed know how the winter's gonna be? Do you know about that one?
No.
Be like a different shape, like a spoon shape. If it's like gonna be a harsh winter, onions will get a tough skin. If it's gonna be a harsh winter.
They use the groundhog for that one, don't they?
Well, that's another one. That's another one they use. I mean, when it came to predictions, how did Benjamin Franklin know it was lightning was coming? Well, because his little bell apparatus would start ringing because there was enough static current in the air that, it caused the ball to swing back between the two conductors. That's how he predicted there was going to be a thunderstorm. And then barometers came about so we could tell by air pressure there was a storm coming. So, so when it comes to predictions, I mean, what kind of predictions do you want?
Well, we'll just wait. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna try to get a couple of these images up. You can describe them, and then I will. Two other people.
Well, I can't see them.
No,
Well,
I haven't put them up yet, but I need to download.
Well,
them
I'm just saying because I'm talking on the phone, I can't play the live stream. So.
Oh, so you can't see them anyway?
I'm like,
then. Okay.
Yeah, I can just like read the chat and hear what you're saying. So So if you're showing anything on the screen, I'm just like guessing. So
Okay,
if you tell me what, that's how I know the 4 different stars is because one is all pyramids.
okay then.
Because in one show with Mateo, he asked for it, and I for whatever reason, I thought you two guys were going to see each other,
No,
and
he's in
so I thought
Florida.
you could hand it off to him that way.
Yeah, he in Florida.
And
I need to
then
send it to him. So, all right. So what I'm gonna
if
do
not,
then? I got
if
two
not,
other.
I'll make him another one. Huh?
Okay, yeah, make him another one. Then I would keep it. I got 2 other people calling in, and so I'll call them back and put them on the
All
air.
righty.
All right, appreciate your
Sounds
brother.
good.
All right,
Yeah. Talk to you next time.
all right, bye bye. All right, so the greatness of Magneticus there, and once I get those images in my inbox, then you all will be able to see them. I did email them to myself. Oh shit, my bad. You're not gonna see them here. So let's go here. I don't know why. I thought I was in my email. But anyway, so I'll call back a couple other numbers too. If any of you right now have a story that you want to share, I'll put the number on the screen and then you can call in before I try to call back the other callers. And there it is right there. All right. So, and I know we just chit chatting. So a few of you, like I said, just kind of coming in and seeing what we're doing. Thank y'all for popping in tonight. And why on earth am I? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Let me go over here and see. Boom. Boom. All right, let's open up that one. And we're just chatting pretty much from there. Hang on. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to download a couple of these photos to my computer, and then I will try to add some of them up here. So let's do that. Yeah. I'm going to put all of them up so that we won't be having them all everywhere. But I'll show y'all a couple of them. All right. Do it like that. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I'm just going to show y'all a couple of them so you can kind of see a little better. And that should be a lot easier for y'all to see. All right. Once again, it is Friday night. We're just talking. I know a few of you already jumped off. Y'all going to the clubs or whatever. All right. So here they are right there. These that give you a little more color of seeing. That's the back side of some of them. That's one. That's the 6-pointer that you can see the 10s. Everything is in the perfectly good order there. There's the backside of another one. So y'all can kind of see what these things are and how he's done it. And there's more pictures, but I just want to stick those up there for y'all to see. And since we're talking about it. All right. There you go. Virgos. Who's Virgos? It's his birthday. My daughter's birthday tomorrow. So I got to give her a call. My other daughter's birthday was last week. So, yeah. And my mom's at the end of the month. Nicole, you got a birthday this month? When is your birthday? All right, so let me try to call. All right, Body Electric, you still here with us? You know you messed up our phone the last time. I'm gonna let you tell your story now. I'm gonna call you out on the phone and see if it's not broken anymore. Your birthday's tomorrow? Really? My daughter's birthday tomorrow. Oh wow. Okay then. Well, happy birthday to you. Y'all give her a happy birthday. Y'all give her out a happy birthday. Uh, yeah. Y'all give her a happy birthday. All right. Bet it's working this time. It's working. It's working.
Hello.
All right. Body electric supplement.
Hello there.
The phone is working this time. Can y'all hear her? And what we was going to discuss the last time when it wasn't working?
I believe it was about religion and why more people are turning away from religion.
Okay. All right. Let me do a sound check. Do y'all hear her tonight? Okay. They say they do. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Let's go for it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think what it really boils down to, there are just more options. We live in a world now that literally, as we say, it's like we can communicate. We're doing it right now. Communicate with people all over the world. So the world is literally smaller. People get more insight on other people's worldview and how they live their lives. So I would say easily what in the last 100 years or so, everybody now realizes like, what's going on in the world a little bit more if you're unless you're choosing to opt out.
Now, when you say opt out, what do you mean? Like they just don't want to do it?
Well, I mean, there's people who are, just reclusive or in like religious sects, where they're just like, well, you don't participate with the culture, or at least the Western culture. And then, of course, there's people who are still indigenous, and of course, they don't know what's going on. But I mean, in the end, it really just boils down to there's more options. People just know more about the world and everybody around us.
Why are you thinking people are opting out? I mean, is it just don't work?
Opting out as in opting out in society.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But I mean, I feel like, yes, I feel like in fact, I know this for a fact. So most religions are based on controlling the population. And it's basically mind control. So the moment that we became literate, and this is my personal belief that once the printing press was invented, it changed the trajectory of society. The moment we started sharing ideas and thoughts with other people and people started learning how to read, that to me was the game changer for society, at least in the Western world.
Hmm. So, what are the implications, social implications of that then? I mean, we're talking the younger generation versus the older generation.
What do you mean?
Well,
The opting out of the religion?
yeah, because you have most people that are that are older. Now, I ain't saying everybody, but they're really
Yeah.
still rooted in religion. You know,
Yeah.
the heaven and the mansion, that are going to get in the mansion in heaven. And the younger people's like, well, shit, I want mine now.
Yeah, there's a whole new mindset. There's like, I guess a lot of it is in fellowship, where maybe people are just like, well, this is my people, or these are the people I associate with, and it's hard. As humans, we are social creatures, so you just stick with the people that you know. It's hard to really branch out.
Right. Okay. I
And
mean,
now that we do have things like social media, I think that makes it a lot easier for people to like literally branch out with their thoughts and get a chance to see the rest of what the rest of the world is doing and having more access to information.
Hmm. I mean, I look at it on a bigger picture, and I'm just throwing some stuff out here. But how much social breakdown would happen if people stopped giving to churches? Because there are some churches that do some good stuff, good work. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah,
throwing some out there.
that's well. I mean, again, that's one of the institutions that keeps us in line. So, uh, I think there will still probably be somebody who says, well, okay, I saw that alien, I saw, Nanook or whoever, but I'm still going to pray to Jesus because, that's, yeah, Jesus might be an alien, but, he's Jesus, so I really do believe people will probably still practice.
Hmm. Or there will be a new religion. You know that. you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there will be a whole new alien religion that'll pop up, and it's going to evolve. It's like, all right, let's just, it's like the game will never go away. They're just going to change the rules.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and then they're gonna say the alien says that you want to pay, your money to, Akbach in, the space Orion. You know what I'm saying? Give Akbach,
Yeah.
give Akbach your money. Oh hell to Akbach. Oh hell Akbach. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
then
see,
yeah.
I think what it is, I think the process of worship is so ingrained in our society that, yeah, it does not matter
Well,
what they are worshiping. It is the idea of worshiping something or someone.
that's what Billy Carson says. We all have this worship gene installed, and that's what
Yeah.
is driving the driving force of that is the worship gene.
Yeah.
So, that's something that you just look into. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's I mean, when you hear some of the stories, like some of the stuff we heard yesterday and the higher force. And what do you think about that? You was here last night, right?
Unfortunately, I fell asleep.
You
The
did
school year has started and I just go to sleep. Look, listen.
all right. So
But I
what
will.
grade you teach?
Um, General classroom, I teach second grade.
So my question would be if a second grader walked up to you and said, Miss Body Electric Supplement, of course we're not gonna use your real name here, but Uh, I saw an alien last night, and then the whole class started laughing. What are you gonna do?
Actually, I don't think they would laugh.
Okay.
Not in that way. They'd be like, "Oh, like really? What happened? What'd you see?" So yeah. I think we, at least in my school, I can't speak for other schools. There's just a little bit of a different mindset. It's a little bit. I was telling my parents the other day. It's like, yeah, we've got students with families from around the world. So again, having that more openness to
Mm-hmm.
different ideas is already kind of installed, at least with some younger kids anyway. So even if they probably were all, from the United States, I'm sure some of them would be like, really? What did it look like? Because, it's kind
Yeah.
of, they're still
Curious.
not programmed
Yeah,
yet.
they're still naturally curious.
Yes.
Yeah, they haven't had parents that tell them when they ask why they haven't. Well, they are getting it right now. Parents are telling them because don't ask me why, just do what you told because I said so. So they're in that phase, and so probably about another few years, they probably won't be asking those questions because
Yeah.
we just beat it out of them pretty much from there. Yeah.
Or maybe, like I said, there's new ways of thinking. There's conscious parenting. There's a whole new levels of things. Like it's almost quantitative how fast it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like yeah, you're Gen X and I'm Gen X, so it's like these younger people, like they've been, of course we still have, people with same mindsets of like, oh, go to work, go to church, go to school, get that job for 30 years and that kind of thing. But I really do believe there's a lot more people waking up, and I'm glad we are talking about this. But I think because nobody realizes what their potential is unless they can see that there's a possibility of difference.
Okay. Question for you, and
Okay.
I need you to be honest. Not that
Okay.
you've lied anyway, and not that you would lie. Have you ever just
Well,
look?
hello.
Have you ever looked out in class and saw one of them freaking kids and said, "Your ass is a damn alien"? You know, you look like an alien. You know what I'm saying? Have you just looked at a kid and like that is either some poor breeding or that
Oh my
is an
goodness.
alien? You get what I'm saying? Come
I
on, be
would
honest,
never.
huh?
No.
Never what? You wouldn't say anything, or you saying you're not going to give us that you
I
witnessed?
wouldn't.
See, this is like disclosure now. This is disclosure. You have to tell us, you know, you see it, you see them, you know how they're acting. You can tell if they're off a little bit. This kid is
Oh my
crazy.
goodness.
Okay, I'm not going to use poor breeding again, but I'm saying you the front lines. You would have to have noticed that this kid is probably not made from the genetics of humans because it's just, they might just do something crazy. Have you seen them do something crazy as a teacher? Where you're gonna be like, this is not human. Tell us. I mean,
I've seen things, but
I knew it.
not unhuman things. But okay,
I knew it.
something that grosses me out. So yeah, I've seen kids eat each other's hair before, but it's not. It's kids.
Say no,
You
hell
know.
no. Like I'm just gonna take some of your hair and we're gonna munch on it like Cheetos.
Oh yeah, like. But the thing is, yeah, it wasn't like they were like the person was not a willing person. I'll just say that.
Oh, okay.
They were they were eating their hair from behind them. They didn't know it was happening. I was like, oh my gosh, I was freaking out. But um, yeah, I've seen things, but I'm not. If
Come on.
anything, what I'm laughing for is because last school year and then even this school year, we talked not explicitly about spirituality, but it's been creeping into the classroom. Maybe because it's me, but I know I've had one student last year tell me about his third eye, and I was like, "Oh,
What?
really? You know about that stuff? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And how old was he?
7.
Wow.
Yeah,
And he's talking
that's
about
what I'm saying. They're more into it than you realize. Like you'd be surprised. And like I said, even this week, I had another student talk about his. Well, I said something about the 5 senses of the body and stuff, and then I said, "Oh, there might be a couple more." And then he put his hand right up, and he was like, "Yeah, I got the 6th sense. I got, you know." I was like, "Okay,
see,
well,
see,
maybe."
that's why I brought that up because I know these school teachers are seeing the reminiscences of the future people that's walking around here today, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people in here who had experiences, you had to have said something to your school teacher when you were young. You have to.
Hmm.
And they've seen
And
it.
they do tell. I'm gonna be honest. They do tell. If
Really.
they're under 8 years old, they will tell all of your business, by the way, friends out there with children.
Like what?
We know way too much. Um, well, of course, if people are doing, I'm trying to think of, well, of course, there are kids who mimic their parents drinking wine, or they'll say, oh, yeah, my mom has a box of wine, just random stuff like that. But yeah, anything that's kind of embarrassing. We do have a code of ethics as educators, by the way, so we can't just go around just telling people stuff,
All right.
business like that.
So Lena, who's in here, she said her kid looks like an alien, and so does his daddy. If that's the
Okay.
case, Lena, I would have a question for you. Did you know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, are these good looking aliens? Or, I mean, your kids, and I mean, they don't
I
have these kind
mean,
of characteristics, right? So, but she said her kid and, and his daddy looked like an alien. So,
hey, well, hey.
all right. So, oh, yeah. Nicole said, my 10-year-old tells all my business. All right. So,
Hmm.
so you mean you hear some good stuff? I mean, mommy and daddy was
Oh,
doing
yeah.
the do last night. or daddy and
Well,
who?
they don't say it exactly like that. They'll say something like, "Yeah, I think my parents were having an argument or something because they kept yelling at each other." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, but I couldn't hear them say any words, you know. So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they're fine. They'll be okay, you know." So stuff like that.
Lena said they both got long heads. All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
That's,
There's a little too much there. Well, I mean, you made the baby with the guy with the long hair. I mean, did nobody tell you and say your baby daddy got a long head?
yeah.
You know, I'm talking, Lena. You know what I'm saying? Did any of your friends walk up to you and say, "Hey, did you know your boyfriend, or if your husband or whatever, got a long head?" And then, of course, you know, you bred him, and then y'all made a baby with a long head, and you know, just want to know.
You are such a mess.
Well, she said her son is super intelligent and
Well,
it's scary. What's up? We got Rob G in the house, the social dig. Rob, hang around a little bit. I'm gonna call you on the line so we can talk about some of this UFO stuff in a little bit. In about 5 minutes, I'll get the greatness of Body Electric. So anyway, so you're telling me you hear some kids come in. My mom and daddy was smacking last night. They don't know the difference between an argument or sex. And they 2 years.
well,
I mean, because I had a kid who walked up to me and pat me on the stomach, and I told y'all the story before, and asked me when my baby was due. And I looked at his mama like, this dude, you got to teach this little boy something. Literally. You know, like, I'm like, either you have all her life has been having babies in front of this little boy, or there's no man in the house, period. But he was 8 years old, and he touched my stomach and asked me, when was my baby due? And he wasn't a comedian kid. He was confused. You know what I'm saying? He was confused.
what? How old did he look like?
He was 8. He was around 8 at least, because I looked at his mama like, seriously? And she kind of giggled, but she don't know. I'm looking at her like, yo, stupid. You telling me you raising this boy by himself and he pat a man on his stomach and asked me when my baby is due? So,
Well, you know.
yeah, either that or there was just something. I don't get it. I don't get it. So,
Yeah.
maybe that's it. So, all right. Well, we need to know when you at school and you see a kid that eyes and head is twisting and you know he ain't focusing and it ain't that, and it's in the bloodline that he may be some kind of extraterrestrial kid now that's trying to fit into society. We need to know.
Oh, you're just loading this question. It's like, look, like brain development lead, like of course we get some kids who are just like, as I call them, they're not with us right now.
I'm saying, you know,
Yeah, no attention span.
you got to. The teachers have to see those people first. They have
Yeah,
to. Yeah, y'all have to see them. It just makes sense to me that if they're going to do hybrid programs, they're going to put young, new alien babies in our schools.
Oh my gosh.
And that's where they're going to put them.
You have a great imagination, Roderick.
What? Am I lying though? Anybody feel me? Y'all feel me? All right. So listen, Celeste says, I saw a kiddo crying in a corner saying the world is coming to the end because Biden was elected. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but regardless of that one though, I don't know. That's my thing. I'm telling you. Rob, I was trying to find you updated your number. Text me your new number. I know you did it already. I thought I saved it. Let me see if the number changed. Hang on a second. Let me look in the context here. I thought he changed it. He did change it, but I thought I updated it. And I might have. I just hadn't said that. Yeah. There you go. Now I got last 4 digits 8353. Is that right or not? I thought we updated it You had text me a while back. Let me go back. Oh, you sent it from another number. Damn it. But anyway, text me, Rod, and then I'll call you. Or I'll put the number on the screen if you want to call it too as well. But anyway, all right. I appreciate you. You and the school kids. But you have to be our first line of defense. You got to, take an oath to the truth seekers that when you see an alien kid sitting out there trying to fit in, eat.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, he's just not acting right. Or he's super intelligent. He's giving you scientific shit like Einstein at you said like 2 years old? How old are they? 3? Second grade?
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Oh, graders or years old?
Yeah, years old.
Yeah, okay. So if you get one of these kids, but first of all, if they got elongated heads, feet, toes, fingers, big eyes, okay, all of that it just don't look right, or a bug fly by and they go, in the air, just any indicators that we have something around us we need to know.
So funny. It's like, why not think the opposite? Why would I not be a person that would show them the way?
What do you mean? Like the welcome committee?
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth?
Yeah. Well, welcome to humanity.
Oh.
Because maybe they're already here.
So you wouldn't tell us then that an alien kid exists in your classroom?
Well, if you're going to hurt them, no.
No, we're not going to hurt them. We're going to laugh at them.
Why would you do that?
Because we want to laugh at them. Look, dude, you got to, I'm not.
And you will wonder why they wouldn't want to reveal themselves.
Well, I mean, that is true. We're going to laugh at them. I believe that little kid who touched my stomach and asked me when my baby was due was a freaking alien.
Oh my goodness.
He had to have been an alien. I mean, it was no clue that no human species of the male species at that age of 8 wouldn't have known the difference between that my stomach is a muscle and not pregnancy.
Well, I mean, he's still a kid, and maybe he just didn't know.
But there's no excuses for that.
Maybe.
So, all right, audience, I know y'all listening. Y'all telling me that you would accept, males, any man out there that's got a little pudge, and a little kid walks up to you, pat you on the stomach with his mother, and says, "When your baby due?" And he was polite, "Mister, when is your baby due?"
Well, see, he was being nice.
He was dumb as hell. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I mean, you can't get away with that. That's no, you know what I'm saying? That's no excuse for that. It's no different than, I mean, that's just no excuse for that. Obviously, because I asked her, I said, "Where's his daddy?" Well, his daddy's not around. I get it. I totally get it. And I'm not talking from a community standpoint. The kid could have been green for as I'm concerned. And if he's a male and talking about when your baby due, and he was like happy when your baby due. What the fuck, dude? I don't think he was being funny. Lena said he was being funny. No, he was serious. He was asking. He was like, you can tell he was dumb.
Innocence. That's the innocence of a child.
That's a dumbass kid. If he's 8 years old, a male, patting another man on the stomach, talking about when my babies do. That's no excuse for that. That is okay. We can blame parenting at that point. You get
because it's not his fault. He doesn't know.
Yeah, but that is some. Rob, if you in there, text me your number because I know you gave me a new one and I don't see it, or if you do need mine. But I'm saying that's some dumbass shit there. I mean, I'm seriously, that is off the chart. And I know I'm not the only one thinking that. Y'all being nice in there tomorrow. He just a kid. Okay, I'll show you the stomach. I mean, I got a muscle. Y'all can see it. Okay, it's mine. I put everything in here. It's storage, and I am toning it down slowly but surely. But he walked up, hey, mister, and he pat me on my stomach right above the navel, you know. He made contact. He didn't squeeze it because he was being delicate because he thought a baby was there. Now, had he walked up and squeezed my stomach, when your baby do, I would have laughed with him. He's joking. Fair enough. But the dude pat my stomach delicately so he wouldn't hurt what's inside.
He cared about you and the baby.
Cared my ass. Are you serious? Seriously.
He was concerned.
So I'm the only one think that's a problem. I'm the only one in this space tonight think that was a problem.
I am so, you know what? I'm sorry that, yeah, you know what? Sometimes that when that happens, when a kid is just like,
stupid,
dang, they totally roasted me, you know, but you're just like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. You got roasted.
Yeah. Rob, I got
and
you.
he didn't even try.
All right. Look, Nicole said her son told the cashier at the grocery store that she wasn't a woman because she had a short, closed haircut. I was mortified. All right. Well, see, this is Nicole. You my friend. You my sister. But if he's walking up to the women talking about you ain't no damn woman, you a man. He's like you ain't no woman.
Oh my goodness. Listen, Roger, so I hope that you don't think that I'm making fun of you, but I'm just laughing with you in that, look, children will roast you.
I know they will.
They just don't, they have no idea what they just said. And it's just like, well, hey,
well, I
you
think
get
he
humbled.
was totally coherent. He was well fed. So obviously she's taking care of him in that capacity. He had some Jordans on. So obviously somebody's giving him value system at their capacity. But the birds and the bees and electrical other shit, he was just totally off the rocker. And I looked at her, I growled. I was like, oh, can I, I was mad. I was like, I didn't joke. Oh, young man. No, I'm like, let's just box. You know what I'm saying? Just seriously, dude, And if I could have paid another little 8-year-old, I would have gave him $100. Go over there and tax him up. This dude don't make fun of me. And other people were laughing and shit, grown ups. And I'm the only one like, really, that shit ain't funny. Y'all need to look at his ass. Don't even worry about me, I came in here fat, but this dude came in here that crazy. So I'm like, no. Well, anyway, Nicole
I'm
said,
sure he knows by now, though.
His ass better know. If I see his ass again in the dark, it's on. He better not be walking the street by himself. He better not. I'm gonna put on this alien mask and I'm gonna scare the shit out of his ass. He gonna be like, what? Yeah. Well, that's cool though. It was all right. It's all good. All right. Let me give Rob G a call. Thank you for your time. And you got to be the front line for us for hybrids.
I'll have them in training. Will that work?
That will work. That's fair enough.
So new training. So like think Baby Yoda.
That's fair enough.
Baby Yoda.
That's fair enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was Body Electric Supplement. Yeah, I thought, let me put, okay, Rob, I'm going to call you in just a second here. Let me add to it existing. I thought I did that the last time when you gave it to me, but I didn't. My bad. Take that one off. Now we got that one. Booyah. Info. Boom. Yeah. Look, Folding chair said, "Bring that little boy to Alabama, and we would straighten him out." See, that's a man after my own heart right there. Yes, we would do just that. And all right, so let me hang up. All right, Mr. Rob G, I was calling and then no answer. So let me know where you can call back from there. Yeah, I agree with y'all. So am I the only one that will be like, I agree. Bring that little boy to Alabama. I mean, I just thought that was atrocious. I'm going to use a big word tonight. It was crazy. Yeah. The time for that. Yeah. See, Marla says right there, look, there is no excuse. So she's on point with that. All right, we got Rob G from the Social Dig in the house. What's up, my brother? You can turn out the backdrop there on the backside, the delay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, y'all. We got Rob G in the house from the Social Dig. Let me put up a, right here so y'all know. There it is. That's a symbol on the screen. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. He does his shows and he does some in-depth reviews and stuff about this UAP and all of that stuff. Before I get into what's been happening lately, my brother, so what do you think about the kid walking up to me? Because you and I share some size movement a little bit. So if a kid walked up to you, 8 years old, I'm not okay. If he was 3 or 4, all right, I'm gonna give him a pass. But he was a little tall, some Jordans, fly, and he walked up, pat me real slow. But if he pat you real softly and look up to you and say, "When is your baby due?" What's your response?
Man, that's a tough one, man. I sympathize with you, man. I've heard that myself before too, man. So,
see, you know what I'm
saying? Oh yeah. And it was cold. It was my niece. It was my niece, my little sweet, lovely little niece. It was hilarious. I just laughed.
Okay. It's half okay if a little girl asked it because she's still just thinking a little bit. But a male kid, a male, who he should already know we don't have babies. He has to either believe in Santa Claus, the Stark, or some shit. I really don't know. But I looked at his mother because, it's almost the same thing when not unless your kid had a real disability, but when you got normal kids fell in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, 4th grade, or whatever, that's the parents' fault. So for him not to know, that I don't have a fucking baby in my big stomach right here. I'd rather for him to walk up and just say, "Dude, you fat." I would accept it if he walked up and said, "Dude, you fat." And I would have been like, "Get your little ass away from me." But for that one, I couldn't say nothing. I was just speechless. Yeah.
I'd at least flinched at him if he wasn't related to me. I'd have flinched at him. If he was related to me, I'd have choked him up real quick. But he should have known better, man. 8 years old, he should have definitely known better than that.
Yeah,
that was probably intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I looked at his mom. She had no fucking accountability of what his dumbass had just said. She's like, "Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it." That's the best we could get. He ain't embarrassing me. He embarrassing himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not embarrassing me. He's embarrassing himself. Don't feel like this little dude just embarrassed me. No, I'm looking back at him like I wanted to look at this kid seriously, right? I wanted to look at him and ask him his name. And if his name was little Johnny, I would have said, "Johnny, go all the way. Go all the way, Johnny. Go high school, college, double doctorate, more education, space education. You need to go all the way. Don't stop. Just go all the way." So,
look. If his mom, I would have gave his mama like 5 seconds to check that, and then if she didn't check that, I would have had to get down on his level. I wouldn't have took the higher road. I'd have had to get down to his level and hit him with some of my best "your mama" jokes.
Yeah, he would have to have it. He would have to have it. So look. See, I'm not. We're not the only one going through this. See, now people putting on the screen here. My mom's friend asked my son to come and give her a kiss. My son looked scared and didn't move. My aunt said, "What's wrong?" He asked, "Why does she have a mustache?" See, my whole point is
Yeah.
now that's a great observation. That ain't no. You know what I'm saying? Innocent. That is a great observation for the kid. Say, well, why does this woman have a mustache? And he can ask that question. And of course, I've seen women with mustaches. But what I'm saying is, all right. So we're gonna get on some UAP. So I know we
Yep.
talked. We talked that December the 31st, 2023, January 1st, we would have had disclosure. That was your words. We're not gonna go into all that. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But now this shit is I'm starting to think it's a joke. I don't know about you. I don't get into the technical side of it, but when I see Mexico, from my perspective only, do what they did, that's a great hearing, by the way, great courage. But why bring some stuff that we already heard about in 2017 and it's been around? Was that the best we can get? You know, we're gonna bring
Okay.
this. You get what I'm saying? So, what are your
I'm
thoughts?
glad you're asking that. I'm glad you're asking that because I'm gonna give you a contrast, right? So that hearing was on Tuesday. So I
Mm-hmm.
had a show on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, the only way that you could watch that was it hadn't been translated yet, right? So it was still in Spanish. You just had to visually guess what was going on. And so I looked at that, went on the show Wednesday, and made some remarks about how this is a hoax. You know, this guy brought this stuff out a few years ago. It's crazy that he would even think about bringing this out now. Like he must have just took that and sprung it on, and that's how it came across, that he had just sprung it on everybody at the last minute, and it was like this shocker that he had brought this out. So my determination is that he was wrong for doing that because this had been debunked already in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, now I have on my channel right now, I have the full conference that's been translated now into English. So I was able to watch it with the translation, and I specifically watched the section that showed them displaying the bodies, and I have a slightly different perspective on it now. I will still lean more towards what was said a few years ago, that it was a hoax. I will still sort of lean into that, but what you come away with after watching the translation is that these guys are admitting during the presentation, like, hey, we brought this out a few years ago. You know, everybody said it was a hoax. And here's what we've done since then. We've had this scientist, this scientist, this scientist, do samples of DNA on the tissues. And on as far as we put it up against 100 or a million different known species across the planet, and this DNA came back to not match any of those. And based on the data that we got from that, leads us to believe that this species, this sample that we have here, is not related to anything that we know of or that's known to be on this earth.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, the guy Jaime Musan actually went a step further and said that he is not going to put all his eggs in one basket and just say that these are for sure things from outer space. He said we might actually be running across a new species that's local here to this earth. And
See,
so I thought that after watching that with the translation, then it made a whole lot more sense why they would have just thrown that in there. They didn't just throw it in there. They actually had some data behind it. And then to go a step further, they actually during the presentation said when we brought this back out a few years ago, we opened it up, for scientists to come in and sample it. And there was like, how many came? And he was like, none. And he was like, so at this point, we are begging you guys, like these samples are open. You can get you can access the DNA information. You can come down in person. You can take samples yourself. So they have even opened it up for scientists to come test these samples. So now my interpretation is that they had done some work since we last saw them bring this out a few years ago. They have their scientists, and I can't speak on their credentials or, vouch for them, but their scientists have done this work on these samples, ran it through DNA tests, and they have determined on their end that these samples don't match anything else that's on this planet. And then now it's up to our scientists and scientists across the world to take him up on his offer, go down there and test those samples so they can see one. And that's how science should work. Science is supposed to be able to get repeatable results, and they've opened it up to scientists from around the world to come and sample those things so they can say for sure if it matches the results that they got. So I'm back in the middle of the road on it, saying, hey, somebody go out there and do the test, and then we can say once and for all what it is. But I'm not going to say it's real. I'm still leaning more towards the hoax, but it makes more sense why they just came back out with this, and it wasn't something that they just threw in there. And this is why the Mexican government allowed them to do it, because they had actually done some science behind it.
Well, I agree with you. And I said this in a show yesterday or a couple of days ago. And one of my thing was I was like, no, this can't be. I'm okay with them showing them, but I don't want to put them in a category of extraterrestrial. But they could have already been here, right? This is something that lives here or was brought here just like we were, or at some point. Because I didn't really try to put and comprehend that they had a own spaceship and then they came here and crashed and all of a sudden they're here. So it's almost like Earth being the project planet where things are being made here from extraterrestrial civilization. So I was like, that was it. Because the other part of that was they tried to identify that it had reptilian DNA. Now, would that be reptilian that we have within our snakes? Because otherwise, we don't have no technology to know what a reptilian DNA humanoid person is. Do we or don't we? Now, of course, I think it said it had eggs in it, right? Or 3 eggs, or the female. All of these things. So I'm thinking it's just it was a creature. Now I get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's some creatures that we just undiscovered or had been here prior to, just like we had dinosaurs walking around here at one point. That all of a sudden we have creatures that are here. So it's like, there we go. But how do we tie that in? Now, yes, question the fact that we don't have nothing here on this planet that says, okay, we have records of this type of DNA or whatever the stuff. Same thing with Bob Lazar with what was that? Whatever the element, what was it? 140 something?
115, yeah.
Okay, so
115, yep.
we have an element that it doesn't exist, so therefore it has to be from somewhere else. How could it be? What if it's just something we just have not discovered, right? And we just haven't,
Exactly.
and we just haven't put it on the table. Or same thing with them. So we can easily say if it's something foreign, we're gonna, and that's a word. Anything foreign actually falls under the word extraterrestrial. Anything, anyway, right? So I, first of all, I thought, and where I'm going with this is, if you're gonna have a hearing, which is great, and you're gonna put out there and you're gonna give out the receipts and you're gonna say, here's the proof. They're almost playing the same damn game that our government is playing. They could have bought photographs. They could have said we got some extraterrestrial crash retrieval. Now we do know our country usually takes everybody's shit, right? So if they had a crash retriever over there in Peru, we're probably the first country over there. We're going to take it and get it. But at some point, if you're going to have this type of hearing, you can bring out this controversial. It's no different, and I'll close out on this part of saying, you could have gave me some dinosaur bones that was here 10,000 years ago, or the giant bones. You find it as a giant, and if you check it, it ain't gonna be here. But that doesn't mean it
Right.
wasn't. It doesn't mean it wasn't here. We just found
Right.
it. We just found it. And that's all I'm saying. I couldn't see it that it was here by ways of spacecraft and it got here, other than it's a creature that was here that at some point went extinct.
And here's the thing. Like I said, with the and I'm guilty of this too. Like I said, I looked at this and without the English translation, I could only speculate what it was that was going on. And based off them simply bringing these bodies out, it was like, oh wow, we've seen these before. We know that people have said that these were hoax. Why would they bring these out? Why would the Mexican government allow that to happen?
Yeah.
Ryan Graves is all upset about it, saying he didn't know this was sprung up on him. But I wonder if when this hearing took place, if there was English translation in the beginning at the time, and everyone who watched it for that first time were able to listen to the presentation in English and listen to the facts that were being presented by the scientists that tested these things, if they come out of that with a different mindset. Because I think one of the biggest things that we do in ufology, and there's many cases of this, where people within ufology debunk things that are actual events and things that are authentic, and they do it without even thinking. So, and I'm guilty of that too, because I just said that on Wednesday. But after watching the translated version of that press conference, it was really well put together. I'm going to say that if you go, you have to go. If you don't believe it's real, like I said, I'm still leaning more on that side of it. But if you don't believe it's real, or if you believe it's real, you have to go watch the translated version and then formulate your opinion after that. That's all I'll say. I won't sway you either way on that. I'll let you make up your own mind on it. But you have to at least don't just let this pass, the time pass, and you don't go back and look at this. There is, and this, I'm not trying to self promo, but I do have the video on my channel right now translated in English. And it is, at least I have it marked where the alien part starts. Just give it to yourself to at least watch it, read along with what they're saying, and then come back and make a determination. You might find that you see things a little bit different.
All right, y'all heard it. Go to the channel, The Social Dig, tonight, YouTube. Check it out. And then when we have our next show, tell me what y'all think from there. All right, so another thing. Did we get one step closer to disclosure from this hearing?
I'm gonna say I said it. I said it negatively affected it originally.
That's
so
my
now
point.
my stance is that I feel like it was a step in the right direction. The press conference as a whole for Mexico to take the stance of we want to, stand in solidarity with the United States and we want to get this out. So I say it was a step in a positive direction as that goes. Now, whether the alien part of that hurt or helped this endeavor is going to depend on what people think about the translated version of that video.
Well, see, Ryan Graves was upset because he was caught off guard and he think it made him look stupid, right? And to be associated with the hoax. I didn't know that I was going to do this. And it's almost they kept it a secret from everyone else. And I'm okay with all of that. I'm okay with all of the okay, let's study it. You guys study it more. I'm okay with that. I'm just more concerned is if you're going to have a milestone hearing like they were doing, why couldn't there was many other artifacts that are found in Mexico. Hell, they got a fucking volcano over there with they catching UAPs going in and out. They got cameras on this thing. Couldn't they not have used some stuff that we can now say what that is, something that's flying around? It's UAPs, number one. And then you just bring up these bodies. And like I said, I'm not concerned that the bodies, only reason the body looks like aliens to us because it don't look like a human. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't some humanoid type species that was here prior to us, as well as we supposedly have evolved. evolution, if that's the case. So it could have
Right.
been an early version of us 10,000 years ago. But it doesn't mean
Exactly.
that that's the proof of outer space activity is
No,
all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
it could be a cryptid. It could be a hobbit. It could be
Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many different things. It could be something from here. So I think the alien part needs to be taken off. They may have discovered some sort of creature, regardless of where it actually came from. But like I said, without pointing one direction or the other, without trying to tell people
Hang
no,
on
this is
one
real
second.
or no, this isn't.
Hang on one
Yeah,
second. Nicole is about to hop off, but it is in her time, 12:30. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Nicole.
Y'all give her a
Oh,
shout out.
happy birthday, Nicole.
She is now officially birthday girl. So y'all give her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nicole. Have a good night.
Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, good night to you, and all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, so one of the things back to that, even you mentioned standing in solidarity, with United States. I think they was trying to up show United States. Why not? Because our
Yeah,
government ain't gonna sit here and have no hearing. In fact, they're saying we're not giving y'all no more hearing now anyway. We're not doing it anymore, right? We're gonna replace Arrow's chief, to get the cover up even bigger. And then the laughing stock of it all was NASA coming out. Oh yeah, we got all this technology. The James Webb is sending back all these features and pictures, and we have not discovered anything out there. But do we believe there's an opportunity out of all this vast galaxy? Basically, it's a setup. We need more money. It's a big ass space. Give us more money, and
right.
we'll find life. It's. I watched Star Trek. Hell, they had a mandate when they first the Enterprise. We're out looking for extra. That was their mandate. At least they can say that. And NASA did say it. Okay, yeah, we do have a mandate to look for life, but they won't. And I'm saying is, and you and I just talking, but my dilemma is, okay, we can show the spacecraft. Everybody got pictures of those things, and they all can determine it's not made here on Earth. And at that point, we can
Right.
all come together and say somebody is visiting us. And even when Ryan, what's his name, the whistleblower, what's the dude's name, David Grush.
Yeah.
Nobody focused it on. If you remember, one of the things he said that stood out the most, not the fact that the military has crash retrievals. I was more concerned when he said we are finding abandoned ships. So
Exactly.
where's the drivers? You know what I'm saying? Are they walking among us, and nobody's looking for them? You get what I'm saying? We should have like the Navy SEALs or swimming ducks. There is somebody walking around on Earth. We do that in the neighborhood when somebody done robbed the store. They got all the cops in my neighborhood looking for the brothers. You know
Right.
why we're not out there looking
Well,
for who left their spaceship behind?
well, I mean, here's the thing, right? So, and this is my view, and this is what I push, and when I say on every show, pretty much is it's not we don't need to depend on the government. The government will never bring disclosure. It's up to us to do it. We have all the data. So if you look at cases like just like you said, we have proof that these things are in the sky based on just experiencer witnesses. We have firsthand encounters based on experiencer witnesses, like aerial school, for instance. So we know the crafts are in the sky. We know at some point they do land. We have proof from our own people that they get out of the craft and walk around.
Yep.
And so, what more do we need to understand that this is actually going on right now? And that's the thing. I feel like in a lot of cases, like even with the Mexico hearing, it's great that they did it. I think they were trying to push the U.S. across the line because the U.S. has admitted up to a certain point that, yeah, these things are weird. We don't know what they are, but they won't admit that they have bodies in the crash craft. So Mexico is stepping in saying, well, if you won't admit that part, we
We
will.
will.
We'll
Got you.
admit the part that we know that and then they're feeling like they're going to push it over the line. But even with that, I always say the government part is a cherry on top. If we get something out of that from them, then that's just the cherry on top because if we band together, like your groups, my groups, all the different groups within ufology, if we all got together as one, then we would have a whole huge group of people that have seen things, that can draw things, and can have basically individually have collected all the different data that is anything more than we'll ever get from the government when or if they eventually do decide to say that these things are real. So we have to refocus what we're doing and not wait on them. If we get it from them, great. But we need to talk to each other and put our data together so we can just, as humanity, just say, hey, look, we know what we got. We know these things are here. And then that's the way we're going to have to do it.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I'm with you. I think it's, as far as whatever they want to show us or what other people think we have and don't have and everything else. I just look back on it, you know, for me in what we're doing here, I'm more focusing now on what's happening with people on the ground because I don't too much worry about the stuff in the sky. And I feel that they're trying to either desensitize the public so that when something big is revealed, people just don't want to read the headlines anymore because they're all the same, or they're maneuvering for the big reveal, or just like I said, the game is the game, and they're going to just change the rules. They're not going to disclose shit the way we think, right? Supposedly anything else, because NASA just proved it right there. They were suave in their report, very suave. Very smooth to tell you, fuck you, public. Y'all dumb asses is out here, and they got the receipts. They got the thing that can point anywhere, see stuff miles and galaxies away, and all they want to say is, we know something is out there. It's like keeping your job. Not me and you, but somebody trying to, like, for example, years ago, I used to hire these people out of India to do some work on our websites and all that. And I started noticing they would always put these back doors in the software so it always break down so we can continue to always pay them to be servicing the stuff. It's
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They deliberately put mechanisms to keep them paid.
Yeah.
So it's like NASA's doing the same thing. We're going to make sure we keep funding to explore space, because the minute we do find something, does that stop our funding? But if we always
what happens then?
Yeah.
What do you do with that then? It's like fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And we keep, well, not we, because we have a different outlook on it, but a lot of people keep lining up for that very next report. Oh, we're going to have another report. This might be the time. They do that enough times, and 10 years has now passed, 15 years has passed. They do that enough times, then your lifetime has passed, and now they're on to a new generation to do the same thing again. We've been sitting here for 80 years doing that exact same thing. They've known about these things from the beginning, since the beginning of the space program. So with that being said, if they're going to sit here today and say we don't have proof that these things belong to extraterrestrial, then they are never going to say it. So to wait for that next NASA hearing is a mistake. It's a waste of your time. There's better ways for you to use your time, and it's not going to be waiting for that next UAP report or NASA report. It's going to be going to talk to these other human beings that are just regular people who don't know about this, and boots on the ground, talking to them and saying, hey, look at this data. This stuff is real. Bring them on board, and then keep doing that across the globe. And then once we have enough people, once the government see that the people are uniting as one behind this, and it's spreading, then they're going to finally want to come out and try to. It's going to be too late by then for them.
Well, I got to take a restroom break. Go ahead and talk to them about anything you want. I'll be right back.
Okay, for sure.
Tell them about your channels.
All right. Hey, chat. I'm going to hang out with y'all for a minute.
Whatever you got going on, let them know your upcoming shows or whatever. I'll be back.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, everybody. So I appreciate you listening to us tonight, man. My name is Mr. Rob G. I used to be over here with the social or with Why the Big Secret. If you are longtime fans, then you'll recall back about a year ago, myself, Nicole, and Mateo, we were all featured on this show. We were the crew, and we used to bring it. You know what I mean? So now at this point, I have a show called The Social Dig, and me and Rod still rock with each other. Nicole's still a family thing. But we speak the real stuff over there too. So, if you have some time in your day, we usually air on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific. Right now, we have about 42 shows cataloged over there. We just did Shadow People a couple weeks ago. We did a show on MUFON a couple days ago. Today we did like a creators roundtable, but we pretty much touched all of these subjects, and we definitely talk about the stuff that's in the news. I do a news segment every show, and we have some segments like science fiction or science fact. We talk about historical UFO cases, and if you type in at Mr. Rob G, then you should see the page come up. I appreciate anybody that came over to subscribe. I promise you guys will love what we do over there. If you love what Rod does here, you'll definitely love what we do over there. And we will be collaborating on future stuff. So appreciate it.
All right. So appreciate you handling up. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water, so every hour or so I gotta go. Man,
Yeah.
drinking that water.
When nature calls, yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine, they don't call. They just show up and it'd be like,
Yeah.
either I'm gonna do it now or later, and pretty much. And I'm excited tonight, y'all. I am excited tonight to sleep. Right? Who's excited to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm excited to sleep. I went to the
Me.
doctor. I had a sleep study last couple of weeks. Man, it was so horrific. And of course, they said, "Well, now we want to get you a CPAP, the little machine to do the breathing." And they put it on today, and the little air was just blowing. I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to get some sleep tonight or the next week."
I got a CPAP too. I got a BiPAP.
What's the difference?
But I'll be using that thing, man.
What's the difference between a BiPAP?
I guess the CPAP is just a one airflow in, but the BiPAP does two different airflows. So it does one in, and then I can't even explain it. But it's two stages to the airflow. So because mine's is bad, man. I did a sleep study a few years ago, and mine's is pretty bad. So, but I've been having that sleep apnea for forever. I don't use the machine though, man. I hate hooking that up and getting all hooked up.
I'm gonna use mine. In fact, I had to pay my deductible on it from the insurance, and then it was like, but now it's all hooked up to my doctor. It's hooked up to my insurance company, so they monitoring everything, and then they'll come back and like, you got to at least use it 4 hours, otherwise we're not gonna pay for it. They want to make sure you're using it because a lot of people, they say they get them like you said, but a lot of people don't like using them. And pretty much, Rob, put your channel.
I don't think it's gonna let me post a link in there.
No, hold on. I'm gonna do something else. Hold on one second. I got something better to do for them. Yeah, I got something better to do. But yeah, but also today on CNN, I got to find a report. They were talking about how they're studying near death experiences and how they were going around with people who were dying, and right before they dying, they was putting these electrodes on these people, right? And I'm like, really? So they were hang on a second. All right, so what I'm going to do is present, share a screen. I could do that. There we go. That one right there. All right, so there you go. So that's his YouTube channel right there, y'all. So y'all can look it up. There you go. I have it on screen for him.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so y'all can look it up, and there it is. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all can see that, and taken down in a few minutes. But yeah, so yeah, I think the main thing is, yeah, they was talking about how now that some of these people consciousness, and when people came back, they were saying how they seen light, they seen all of this. And where I'm going with this is, they asked the guy, are we going to be able to tell something? He was saying when people are dying, that again, they did a test and they said some people came back and they had brain waves or consciousness. And he was like saying, when they now going to declare somebody dead, or can they really do that if the consciousness is still there in these near death experience? It was really crazy. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's scary because you have people that they pull the plug on who have no showing of any sort of brain activity, but
But they
then
but they still
they
there.
can't say if they can exactly
They
they
still
can't
there.
say if they're still there or not.
Yep.
Some of them who come out of those deep comas and have stories to tell, and there was no brain activity during that time. That's crazy.
Mm.
So are they burying? Are they burying? Yeah, I don't, it's crazy to even think about, man.
Yeah. So they was talking about that. All right. So all of y'all see that? Do I need to leave it up longer? A couple of them said they subscribed. That's the page.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You guys
And
won't be sorry.
yep, yep,
Come
yep.
check us out. I'm sure Rob would agree to come on the show,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and we'll have some fun over there.
Oh yeah. 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 Okay. So there we go. All right. So yeah. So at any point, yeah. So I was just looking at that because I'm doing a video on some near death, and I've been studying some people reincarnation and see, and this is what's taking me to a whole nother level. You know, we're talking about UFOs, extraterrestrial, all right, spacecraft, but now we have near death experiences. You have, you got all these people, reincarnation, and you have all of these stuff that's out here, and it's incredible that, you know, is it all tied together? Because there's no difference now for me to think, if a ghost can walk through walls and an alien can walk through walls, are they the same people, same energy? You get what I'm saying? We got spirits here, we got spirits there. What's going on? So I think it's a different thing. That, yeah, thank all of y'all for subscribe. Kia says she subscribed. James just
Yeah,
subscribed.
appreciate you all.
Jody
Appreciate you all.
Jody said she subscribed. Christopher said he subscribed. Body Electric, did you subscribe? I don't know. I didn't see it. Um, yeah, a few other ones there. So yeah, so I think, for the most part, it's one of those things, man. We have to look at it. Last but not least, let's get off the UFO. Let's get some man talk here. What do you think about Colorado, Deion Sanders, and what's happening there?
I haven't been. I know he had his first game coming up. I haven't been following him, man. I've been
What?
too busy
What?
focused on them boys, man.
What boys? Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, buddy.
I I'm a Dallas fan. I'm here, but hell,
Yeah.
they're a bigger story than hell. Colorado could whoop Cowboys' ass.
Wait, let me see. Deion Sanders, man. What he done did,
He
man.
is
I know he.
Listen, Colorado went 1-11 last year. They talk bad about this brother, or because he left Jackson State for $5 million versus 300,000. How in the hell does that even add up that you would stay? You know what I'm saying? His people from the dead would have woke up and say, "Take your ass to Colorado." So he went there, played the team, which was TCU here in Dallas area, who was played the national championship last year. Okay, maybe they lost a few players. Came down here and had a shootout and whooped that ass. Boom, 40 something to 30, 50. It was the best game ever played. These guys were on point. Travis Hunter was just a beast. This dude played 100 and something snaps, unheard of, both ways. Then he turned around and Shalon said crickets. What do you mean by crickets? And she so anyway, he then Nebraska came into Colorado, talked shit about him, and he came out with the team. Y'all to see it. It's a video that he walks out and he says, they said such and such and such. And he said, but they think blah, blah, blah. And he goes, but it's personal. And then you hear a couple of players say, yeah, it's personal. He said, they said this about me, but it's personal. And then you hear the other teams, the players going, it's personal. They was walking out the tunnel. And he said, but what it is, I don't see why they're coming in here and they're talking about me and talking about y'all, but it's personal. All you hear is them boys all up in there going, personal. It's personal. It's personal. Then they whipped out there, whooped their ass.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. I'm gonna have to pay attention. I've been seeing them pop up in my feed, but I haven't been paying attention to what he's doing.
Dude,
I've just been watching these boys.
He's the hottest thing in sports, beyond the Cowboys, beyond any and all things. He is the hottest thing out there. And you're talking Colorado tickets went from $100 and something a ticket, a stadium that was half sold out last year. You can't get a ticket less than $500. And
Damn.
now he told Colorado State has a black coach. He's black, and he said, "Oh, this is gonna be great. We got 2 black coaches." And Deion has been all positive. And this dumbass, the other coach, gets on national TV, ESPN the other day, and complains that Deion Sanders wears shades. Okay, and he was like, "I was told when I was grown, you take your hat off and your glasses off when you talk to grown folks." I'm like, is that not only that was the dumbest shit he could have done, and his team should go up to his coach and say, "Why did you do us like that?
Light him up like that." Exactly.
Why did
that's prime, dude. That's prime.
I mean, the team should have walked to the coach's office. Their captains, their leaders. Why? Even if you saying something, that is the stupidest thing. That's fine. But why would you think that matters and you're going to get a spanked tomorrow night? Because they're taking it personal. And then they had him on ESPN today. And all of the commentators, Shannon Sharp, the lady, what's the other dude named Steven, they all wearing sunglasses. Yeah. And then they had on a screen, order your sunglasses right now. And they're selling millions of these Deion Sanders sunglasses. I'm like, you just put millions in the dude's pocket. It's crazy.
But that's prime. That's classic prime though. You already know that's the aura that surrounds him, man, period. So
I'm telling you,
he got that energy, man. It's hard to beat that.
I was a freshman in college when he was coming out. I went to the University of Kansas. I played defensive back and running back. In fact, my roommate was Michael Irvin's nephew, and that's how I ended up staying with Michael Irvin for about 3 years. I lived with him when he first got to the Cowboys. And the funny part about it, I'll never forget, it was Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders. I remember Deion Sanders, they kicked the ball off to this dude, and I don't know how we were seeing it, but he just put his hands up in the air. He already knew he was going to score a touchdown. But if all of y'all remember, he was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Detroit was going to get him. It was cold. But they had the senior camp combine at University of Kansas that year. So he was in the room, and he stood up on that podium. I'll never forget. I was a freshman, and he was coming out. He stood up on that podium. And he told those people, they was doing it, they was like, you're going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Detroit got the number 1 pick. And he said, Detroit, do not draft Deion Sanders. He always spoke in third person. He said, do not draft Deion Sanders. If you draft me, I'm going to ask for so much money, you're going to have to put me on layaway. He said, Deion Sanders don't
that's
play.
The thing.
He was like, Deion Sanders don't play nowhere where it's cold. Don't draft me. I do not play where it's cold.
Like if people are old enough, they're older, in our age range, and they know about this, but the younger people may not know. But this dude played both sides of the ball, you know what I mean? And that's crazy. That's like unheard of to be able to do that in football. This dude played offense,
baseball, and he played basketball. All of that stuff, and
crazy.
And then
somebody gifted like that, and just totally gifted by God, really. And that's why that guy has the ability to take a team that did, like you said, went 1 and something last year and have them go out there and just kick that. And if they believe in what he's selling, which it sounds like they do, then they probably going a long way this year.
No, look, Wolfman talking about baseball, not basketball. No, Dion played basketball too. Look it up. He played basketball coming out of high school, and he tells the story that one of his coaches that knew he was playing baseball, basketball, and football, and he mentioned it. You go back and just find some of the archives how that coach hid all of the basketball scholarships from him. And he said he wasn't mad about it. The coach told him, I could not let you see these scholarships because football is your calling. And I did not want you to be distracted that people wanted you to play basketball. Yeah. So y'all look
And
it up.
he didn't just play baseball. He played very good baseball and excellent football. So
Yeah, he
was one of a kind. I thought Bo Jackson was something, and then when he came, I was like, wow.
Oh yeah. Bo Jackson was the hit. Now I played against Barry Sanders. I was a redshirt freshman in the year that he was up for the Heisman, running back. And I'll never forget. We were, they beat us like 60 to 2-3. I don't know what it was, but every time our defense will hold their defense, and it'll be like third down. The crowd would go, Barry, and they would bring his ass in on third down only, and he'll get 30, 40 yards on us.
Exactly. That boy was cold, too.
He would get in so many yards. I think he probably sealed the Heisman on us. I played for University of Kansas Jayhawk. He probably had 400 yards in the first half.
Crazy.
And I remember, this is a true story, y'all. Listen to me. True fucking story. I was we had linemen would come back on the sideline. I'll never forget this. Two of them came back, and the coach was so livid that Barry Sanders had just got like 50 yards. And the guys was damn near in tears saying, Coach, the dude had wings. That's what they said. He was like, he had wings, Coach. Yeah. And yeah, I'm saying, he's like, this dude, he had wings, Coach. And I'm like, what? That's how they saw Barry Sanders, how he was scooting through that.
What was cold about Barry is that boy would run 15 yards in the backfield and then still get 30 yards on the play. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. The boy was,
And I remember,
and it was cold how he retired. do you remember how that went down
abruptly,
with him retiring?
He was like, I don't care about being an NFL rusher and all that. He just but go ahead. What was your story on him retiring?
No, what they did was it was like a reporter. The reporter reported that he was retiring, but I guess the statement he had said is that he was tired.
Yeah.
And the reporter took that and thought he said he was retired, reported it, and then he just said, fuck it, I'm just retired.
I remember his daddy was a crazy dude. When Barry wasn't going to go pro, he was going to wait another year at first. That dude, daddy, went live. They interviewed him. This is what he was like. I don't know why my son want me to be broke all of my life. I don't know why he needs to go pro and get the money. I was like, what? I'm like, man. And that back in the day, you're talking Oklahoma. So when I came out of school, they was paying athletes like crazy. I'm talking throwing my brother who went to the Olympics twice, 16 years old, behind Carl Lewis, and he was in high school. But I remember Oklahoma, all of them players, man, they got paid per tackle. And that's why when them fuckers was tackling you up there and they get $100 a hit, back then when Jamel Holloway and all of them was playing, oh, man, it was, anyway, so. All right, man, we're just talking. I'm going to get ready to get out of here pretty much. Oh, crap, the phone hung up. I didn't do it. But call back if you want, but I'm going to get ready to get out of here anyway. Maybe it went dead. Let me try to see here. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Shalon said no. She's like, no.
Yo.
Did it hang up or something?
Yeah, it hung up. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
gonna. No, I said I was out there at OSU, where
But
Barry was from. You know what I'm saying? In
oh yeah,
Stillwater. So yeah.
yeah, he played behind Thurman Thomas. That was shoot. That dude was off the chart. So and pretty much. But all right, so all right, man. I'm gonna get ready to get out in a few minutes. So I appreciate you, and then we will
Yeah,
we'll
man.
chop it up.
So yeah, gotta have you on, man. Appreciate everybody who came over to sub. You know, we're gonna get it going on. So we have some real good shows on deck already there that you can check out. But next show should be Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific, and hopefully I get Roderick Martin booked on one of these
Hey man,
shows
it's just
here.
whatever. You know I do it. No big deal. Yeah, I got you, brother.
All right.
All right. All right. So that's Rob G with the social dig. Y'all check him out. Good stuff. Pretty much. Body Lecture says she's going to get some Z's. Of course, this was a revival. So if you have not got your membership to the channel, go ahead and do so. I just put the link right here, right now. And hopefully that you will support the channel in doing that. If not, you can support today here at the Cash App. We have Laura is our sponsor for the show tonight. But I accept any and all contributions because this is what I do. It's Friday. It's not like I got a job and I'm gonna get paid on Fridays, but it's Friday. From there, Think Magneticus coming in. We're gonna see about auctioning some of these little things off, except the one that I got to keep for myself. So we would definitely do that one and everything else. So as always, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Each and every one of you know how we roll. Good night to you all. And Monday. So we'll be here Monday. We're going to have some more experiences, stories Monday. And 800 number, as all y'all know, is up as well. So we've been getting calls for the 24-hour number all the time. All right, I'm just going to close it out. So y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.